Hey guys, it's Gordon J. Wallace here, sales rep with Remax Real Estate Center in Cambridge, Ontario, working from home today and for the foreseeable future. Our office locations have closed down to the public due to the COVID-19 epidemic going on out there. So I just want to take a quick minute here to make a video to chat about a few things you may have seen in the headlines lately, and obviously I get a lot of questions in general about how is the market and what do we see happening with the market in the coming weeks as this goes on. So the first thing I want to touch on is just some of the government's announcements about their plans to help individuals financially through these times in terms of qualifying for EI benefits, and more specifically in real estate, the banks and their ability to let you defer mortgage payments and then whatever they're going to end up doing for renters in terms of subsidizing or helping ease some of those burdens. The first and most important point is that if you have mortgage payments, if you are renting, make your payments until you come to an agreement with whoever you pay that will allow you to then defer those payments or otherwise make reduced or no payments. Do not just skip payments, either renting or for your mortgages, until you have those in place. The last thing you want to do is come out of this with a lot of hits on your credit report. Sometimes the banks take a while to process things, so make sure you give them a call, whoever your lender is, the bank or a broker. Just make sure that you are getting that in place before you stop making payments. And for renters, again, it's a little bit less clear, but just chat with your landlord, see what they're willing to do in terms of allowing you to defer payments, hopefully if they're in a situation where they can afford to let you do that, or possibly chat with them about making reduced payments until such a time where things are a little bit easier financially for people. So just some advice there, but do not miss payments without having some sort of written agreement in place, so that you don't get hit on the credit side of things later. That being said, the market in general is still looking pretty strong. I mean, the market is going to be driven by sellers' confidence more than anything. And of course, their confidence is going to be based on the number of buyers that they see coming through their properties, so it goes hand in hand. But I want to let you know, I just did some numbers today on the MLS, so the regional system here for Waterloo region. I just limited the search to properties that have been on the market for 5 days or less, and then just kind of check what status they're all in. So for properties that were listed 5 or fewer days ago, there's still 231 active in Waterloo region. It's both condos and freeholds. 32 properties have still sold in that time, or gotten offers anyway. So 32 properties in addition to the 231 that have gotten offers that were only on the market 5 days or less. 24 of those were firm, meaning 8 had some level of condition to them. So that's an interesting sign there that we're not seeing 100% of the properties getting firm offers right off the bat, which should provide some relief for buyers actively searching in today's market. Only 3 properties that were listed 5 days or less were suspended or canceled. So canceling a listing is where you just say the agreement's off, no foreseeable future in sight. Suspensions are when you just want to take a break, so you kind of hit pause. It stops being pushed out to the public, but you still have a written agreement in place between the sellers. So only 3 of those for properties that were listed in the last 5 days. If I open that number up to 7 days or more, it jumps to, properties that got suspended or canceled in the last 7 days, regardless of how long they had been on the market. The number was about 50, in the 50s. So just an interesting number that I'll be keeping an eye on, because that really is going to tell me what confidence levels sellers have out there today, if they are choosing to press pause or cancel their listings entirely. Okay, so look for that update next week as well. I just want to talk a little bit about how I'm running my business during this time. So obviously working from home, I do a lot of stuff digitally, which is my background, coming from the software world. So for people that do still want to meet and chat, I do have a subscription to GoToMeeting, so we can do screen shares and webcam share and still have that face-to-face interaction, even though it's virtual face-to-face. And then in terms of actually processing things, GoToMeeting is a good platform, again, for reviewing paperwork together, because we can be looking at the same paper, the same screen at the same time on the computer. And the reason I prefer to do that is because then I can look at your reaction and see whether or not you're understanding what I'm blabbing on about. And then for actually processing the paperwork, obviously I have DocuSign for electronic signatures and electronic fulfillment of offers. If you're marketing your home in today's market, this is going to be really eye-opening for you to understand why going with a full-service realtor and agency like myself would be of importance to you. Because regardless of market activity, it was a really hot market, you might think to yourself, why do I need to spend thousands of dollars marketing my home? Well, one of the things that I provide with every listing, regardless of price point of that listing, is the full virtual tours. I like this. It's a product called iGuide. So we have a dedicated photographer at our brokerage who does all of these for agents that choose to do them. Not everybody does. But what it does is it gives you a full walkthrough where you can come through, and you probably have seen a bunch of these on realtor.ca when you've been looking online. But it'll let you take a walk through the property. The thing that people don't always realize about these tools is that there's a little measuring stick here. So you can actually click and drag and draw on this and say, how big is that opening there? Okay, so it's about 18 feet, 10 inches. How big is the doorway? How big is the window? It's a pretty neat little tool, and one of the things that I like about it, and again, my background being in software, I tend to nerd out about these things. The other thing too is that you've got the photos, you've got the details, you can download the floor plans, feet or meters, metric, whatever you prefer. Okay, so you have all these tools available to you right now. Make sure that when you are putting your house on the market that you are getting these tools. You're not skimping out on the marketing of your home, because you never know what's going to happen. And so the properties that are online right now that have these tools in place are going to stand out a lot more than the listings and the houses for sale right now that do not have them. We don't see a lot of virtual buying in Canada. You might have heard that term, virtual buying or iBuying. It's more popular in the States, where they do a lot more relocations. I used to work with a lot of agents down in the States when I was at the software company, so I got a good understanding of particularly the military relocations, and those families have to move base to base to base every couple of years. And one of my brother-in-laws is actually with the Coast Guard, so they personally go through that every couple of years. He gets reassigned. Anyway, don't see that a whole lot in Canada, but you never know. As people get more familiar and more comfortable with these digital tools online, that might be something that you see coming in down the road. So again, have options available for anybody that wants to chat. I would certainly appreciate it, because being at home here, we'll see how long it gets before I get cabin fever. But other than that, I hope everybody is staying happy and healthy and safe. So any real estate questions at all, you can feel free to hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, email, text. It's Gordon J. Wallace, 226-218-0433, or Gordon@callcambridgehome.com. And again, just stay healthy, folks.